Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we look at a VinePair article by David Thomas Teow as he breaks down regional styles of whiskey in the United States. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Ryan Thompson, Luke Otero, and Lenny Eckstein.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, so we're going to have some fun today. We're going to talk about this regional style, and what's kind of cool is we have a couple distillers here, and we're going to get them to weigh in on what they think about this as well. I think that's a fun aspect to it. Luke's got a question. We'll get to him in just a second. I went out to dinner tonight, so I have this thing called the Pizza Passport where you get to go. It's a bunch of pizza restaurants in St. Louis create a literal passport you can take in, and then they stamp it, but a one-time purchase during the year, they do it every year, you get a half-price pizza at their place. And so you go to some new places. There's always some favorites in there, then they always have new ones. I went to a place called Double D's tonight, so it was a new place, Double D's. And I got to say, the pizza was fantastic, but I was oddly disappointed. I just felt like there might be more at Double D's.
What else would you think, Akeley?
I don't know. I walked in there. I'm like, oh, Double D's. Here we go. And
were you thinking of Kate Upton or?
Yeah, they just delivered on just fantastic pizza and a good dining experience. I just felt something was left out. I'm not sure. I can't put my finger on it, but something was amiss there. So
Maybe Double D's meant for like double dough.
Probably.
Justine's right.
It could be. So yeah. So it was good. It was good and disappointing at the same time. So yeah. So there you go. If you're in St. Louis, go to Double D's, but it's not what you think. So yeah. Luke, you said there's something you want to talk about. What is that?
Yeah. So this show I think airs tomorrow or sometime real soon.
Yes.
And we are fresh off the World Cup finals. And my team won, Spain. And I'm just wondering, I think the last time all of us were together, we talked about this a little bit. Justine watches her nephews play soccer. She kind of followed. But did anyone ever follow it from the last show to the end, which was Sunday, or really didn't care?
I followed it just to see who the winners were. I didn't watch any games or anything like that. I was following along who was winning and stuff like that. So, but that's the most I've ever paid attention to it. I will say that. So, but again, no time other than sports recaps on the local news. I mean, I would see that the next day, but that's really it. So for me, but
I didn't watch too much of it either. I felt like I was just too busy. Not the tip. Just caught up because our summers are always pretty busy and trying to get out and have as much fun as possible in between work. And what caught my attention was, I guess it was a week ago, just over, about a week ago. I was working the tasting room for a few hours, and I was completely surprised. I had no idea there was a game on, and other bars in town, a few others were closed. So we got mobbed with people wanting to watch the game, and we can actually sell beer at our tasting room. I think we sold a record amount of beer that day, which was cool because that's an easy serve. You just hand them the beer.
Right.
I'm always envious of those bars and bartenders, but that was impressive. And then the other day, I was on a motorcycle ride and happened to stop in. I was just passing through Aspen and needed a coffee. And as I was pulling down the street, I saw dudes waving flags. I was like, "Oh, looks like Spain won." And that was I had no idea that game was happening, but I was glad people were happy. And that's usually my take on sports: is when people are stoked, it makes me happy. So that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke, I watched quite a bit of it. Certainly watched all the United States games from start to finish. Then usually always would have the games on the background, certainly during the first round. And when the games are all day long, just have it on in the background and watch the highlights at night. And then certainly want to watch a lot of the key games in the knockout rounds as well. So, and then the final on Sunday. There's went to a friend's house for a nice party, and I parked myself in front of the TV while everyone else socialized. So. I'm a big fan, and thought it overall was a pretty damn good World Cup. So,
okay, all right, Justine, how about you?
I didn't. I just caught the clips and people celebrating on social media and stuff like that. I didn't watch any of it.
Didn't watch it. Okay.
So Victoria came up from Albuquerque, and because she was pretty stoked about it as well, and I prepared a Spanish tapas, some gambas ajillo, garlic shrimp, pan con tomate, tomato bread, aceitunas, which is olives, gazpacho, chilled soup. Lenny, I found some beer from Barcelona, so I had beer, and then I was very confident we were going to win, Ryan. So I went to my favorite liquor store here in town and picked up a bottle of sparkling wine from Panieres, and I had a couple of beers too early because I took a nap in the first half. But then
your team's on and you're napping. Yeah.
But then woke up and saw Shakira, and then Victoria and I watched
nice.
and then celebrated accordingly. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
Yes. Good job. Yeah. I like you're keeping that on brand there with Spain, buddy. Good stuff.
No, that's my home turf.
When I saw Spain won, I was excited for Luke. That's for sure. Yeah. So I sent him a message.
He sent a message. So
So it was very cool. Very cool.
Thank you, Steve.
Absolutely. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Ryan. He looks ready to go. What do you got there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm ready to go. We had our Colorado Distillers Guild meeting at Spirit Hound a few weeks back, so I grabbed a bottle of one of their bottles of bourbon there. So I'm going to crack this guy. Actually, you know what, AK? I'm not ready to go. Who is ready? This has a cap on it.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to you. We'll go with Lenny. He says he's ready, so we'll go with him.
Here we go.
No, go for it.
I'll go first. I've got Jack Daniels, and it's a screw top, so I'm not even competing. So I'll just kind of get out of the way while Ryan is still getting ready there. So we don't just have to have dead air. All right. Ryan, it's back up to you.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
We waited.
Well, it's open.
We waited for that, folks. There was nothing there. So
I blame Lions, Colorado for that one.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. We will now let Lenny go. Lenny, what do you got?
Oh, let's see. Well, I'm at my own distillery, so I only have my own products. But I'm not mad at that. I've got a bottle of the Collaboration rum.
Okay. No. Well, no? I guess that's our lead technically. I did hear something.
I heard a little pop.
And again,
sold out over here.
I didn't hear anything, and mine was a screw top. So Lenny, technically, you have the lead at the moment. So, all right, Luke, you can go next. What do you got there?
I was able to get a bottle of New Riff 8-year-old.
Okay.
Nice.
And it is really good.
Okay. That was a good cork pop, too. So he's got the lead. Justine, your last but not least there. What do you got?
I have the Yellowstone pick from the Barrel Shop.
Okay. All right. She wins.
She got me.
That was clean, too. No fouls or anything like that. So it was very good. So cheers to Justine.
Cheers, Justine.
Cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about this VinePair article where they say there are kind of regional styles in U.S. whiskey. And it's not something that we think about. But then I look at the graphic. I'm like, yeah, it kind of looks accurate. So we'll talk about that after the break. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Kathy Cole. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we talk about VinePair's look at regional styles of American whiskey.
Yes, we are. All right. So VinePair, they put a nice graphic with the United States map on there, and then they had some areas cordoned off, and some could be as small as a single state, like New York was Empire Rye, Maryland was Maryland Rye. Indiana had Indiana Rye, and Kentucky had Kentucky Bourbon. Then the rest are much bigger groups and things like that. So then we've got Southwest Mesquite Smoked across kind of the southwest part of the U.S., with the exception of Texas. They were another one that was one. They're just states so big it looked like it was a big group. They have Texas whiskey. So, and then you've got Tennessee with Tennessee whiskey, and then they've got a lot that don't have necessarily a style, which includes like Missouri and Michigan and kind of the middle of the states, and then kind of the far northeast, and then of course Alaska and Hawaii don't fit under anything, and only California, like Southern California, fits in their Southwest Mesquite Smoke profile. The rest of it is not enough of a style to warrant a category, I guess. So what do you guys think about that?
Doesn't Missouri has Missouri bourbon?
They do.
They got
but
snubbed.
Yeah.
they got snubbed. They got snubbed. They got their own style.
forgotten.
They got their own style, but didn't even get credit for it. So, yeah, I. So it looks like I'm not exactly sure what was going on in kind of the Pacific Northwest, and then it drops all the way down. Like there's three different colors in kind of dotted lines there, and I only see the Pacific Northwest malt, but I don't know if that includes kind of all of those states that are the bigger circle there. That would include Colorado for you guys, and I do think a lot of single malts from Colorado. I do think of Colorado as being a hotbed of single malts for sure. So.
I feel like the
Well,
way
they
that
did mention.
I feel like the way that the graph is colored, like Idaho is like the mix of the two.
Okay.
It's green
Okay.
and yellow.
Gotcha.
Right.
So I guess they're saying they're all single malts. It's just different styles. You got the Pacific Northwest single malt, and then some Idaho's kind of the neutral ground, and then you've got the single malts that are from the other areas that are listed there.
Yeah, I would yield my questions or to my experts to the north, Ryan and Lenny, because New Mexico doesn't have very many distilleries, and the mesquite part, I guess to me that's more Texas. But personally, I don't like mesquite. I didn't even like Long Branch because I'm not a fan of mesquite.
Right.
But I don't think it was too far off. I do know Arizona has one or two distilleries, and New Mexico may have one or two. But I'm not sure what they're doing other than single malts here. So,
yeah. Santa Fe Spirits, they do have a single malt that is like mesquite smoked or something, right?
So that used to be Lenny. You remember Cokegan, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So they bought Cokegan and just changed the labeling and all that. So
yeah, they've got a long history of using smoked malt. Just my opinion on this. This is a really interesting one to me, and I was glad that this was a topic we were going to be discussing. And I like that VinePair cover because I think VinePair does some exceptionally strong work in covering the industry. I always go, and I'd be curious if you guys have another opinion. I always go to Scotland as the archetype for regional, dissection and specificity of saying, well, it tastes like this because it came from here, and it tastes like this came from here, which is cool. And I think I enjoy it. But also, Scotland is almost exactly the same size as North Carolina. So when we talk about variation in, whiskey offerings across the country, we have a lot more climactic variation and impact. But here's another parallel take. You hear about, and Luke, I'd love your opinion on this if you have one. We hear a lot about terroir in wine, and I understand it, and I can appreciate it. And it's not that there aren't a lot of levers to pull in wine, but it's a very direct correlation between the grapes that are grown and the final product. And while the maker can impact it, that is going to be the primary driver. And I think a consumer of wine would typically look for that primary driver. Whereas in whiskey, there are a ton of levers to pull. And, jumping back to Scotland, like we all know that Islay malts are synonymous with huge peat bombs, like big flavor, big smoky. But then you've got someone like Bruichladdich, who they make some, peated whiskey in their Port Charlotte offerings, but their standard Bruichladdich offering is unpeated. And if you blind tasted someone, they would not think of it as an Islay malt. So I guess with that, I'm saying, I think more so in whiskey than wine, the flavors and regionality are the result of what I've heard people describe as more provenance, or like what the maker is deciding to impart and pull. And that's not for nothing. Like Steve, what you were talking about the Rocky Mountain single malts, and then like getting into the Pacific Northwest single malts. I believe in this article, they cited like a big influence from, brewing, like understanding beer and grains. And I think, that was definitely an influence for me. I know Ryan, to some extent, if not more, it was definitely an influence for you. You brought up Spirit Hound. I know it was a big influence for them. I know the guys at Westland, at Westward. So I think that the Rockies and up into the Northwest, I think they nailed that one. Whether it's American single malts or just the influence of beer and the study of beer that led to production of whiskey that had all these characteristics. I think that one's spot on. The rest, Texas definitely has some aspects of climate, and I can't imagine Oklahoma or Louisiana wouldn't bring that into play too. And I've been hearing a lot of great things about drawing a blank. The distillery in Louisiana that makes a rice whiskey, Mellick, JT Mellick.
Yeah, that's
like
it.
that.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that should be lumped into the Texas whiskey region or southern region. I don't know what you call it, but I think it's all pretty interesting. I think more of this needs to happen, like considerations to regionality in our country.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a long diatribe.
Well said, Lenny. No, that was great.
No,
well
it was a great overview, and it also put into perspective again, because you do think about these different styles in Scotland, but then your mind begins to think about comparing the Scotland breakdown versus the United States. But as Lenny mentioned, you're talking about a very different geography, much more mass in the United States. Obviously, there should be regional things, but there are things that tie it together. Where a lot of the grains are coming from the same places in the U.S. A lot of the barrels are coming from the same places in the U.S. So there is this thing that does tie together a lot of American whiskey, despite the fact that climates are different and a lot of other factors, weather and all that kind of stuff. But it's an interesting look. Ryan, how about you? Where do you consider like Colorado? If you had said, explain to us Colorado whiskey? And again, you can never just generically do that, but people might ask. And what would you say Colorado specializes in?
I think, and Lenny can maybe back this up as well. And well said, Lenny, what you were saying just earlier there. But we certainly beat the drum of being in. I always throw out the diurnal temperature fluctuations, right? Cold at night, warm during the day, and then the drier climate certainly all affects the aging and encourages the whiskey to move in and out of the barrel a bit more frequently, if you will, than a little more mellow climate. And our humidity levels up here being super low compared to high humidity around a lot of other places around the country certainly affects things. And our angel share. I was talking to an aging expert maybe a month or two ago, and I was like, "What is that? What is that humidity level?" And he's like, "It's 70% humidity." Have you guys ever heard that with in any of your conversations, that 70% mark? Yeah. We quickly refer to it as the tree line now. So 70% humidity or more, the angel share, you're losing alcohol, and 70% humidity or less, the angel share, you're losing water. So we're a low humidity here. So our angel share tends to be water, and our alcohol increases while it ages. So, and so that was super interesting to me to hear from this guy that they nailed the 70% mark. So I think that comes into play. And then obviously the temperature fluctuations, and I think it's something that is being more and more talked about out there, is what I'm hearing. So
okay,
yeah.
Well, your part was educational for me, because I've always heard, obviously, that in higher humid climates, exactly the science that you just said there, but I hadn't heard that the 70% humidity mark that's the line there. So that's very interesting.
Right. Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. When he told me that, I was like, thank you so much. I have been wondering this for years, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I finally get to answer that question there. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. A little bit about American styles as they crisscross the U.S. of United States of America, and how things are a little bit different. And anything goes, though, in the U.S. So yeah, you just never know what you're going to get. Who's specializing in something? You might find a distillery in Nebraska that makes a whiskey that feels very Kentucky-like. I know for us, it feels like our old distillery. Gosh, why am I forgetting that? The old one from Missouri. Opened in 1856. The old.
Yeah.
What are they called now?
Well,
Holiday.
Yeah.
Holiday.
Thank you. I don't know how
So
I- yeah.
yes, yeah. So Holiday, to me, their base stuff tastes like a Kentucky whiskey. Kentucky bourbon. Their bourbon. So, it does stretch across places depending on how they make stuff, and you also have to look where the climates are the same and stuff like that. So it's interesting to think about. So there you go. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Luke, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find us on Instagram at Santa Fe Boutique Wines, and you can find me on LinkedIn.
All right, Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on social medias at Deerhammer, on the webs at deerhammer.com. And come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right, Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.
All right, Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley across all social media. ABVnetwork.com, that's where we keep our content. ABVBarrelShop.com is what's going on with the Barrel Shop. And last but not least, check out Bourbon Sasquatch on YouTube. Justine, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
See you guys.
Ole, ole.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.